So it turns out I may have a slight addiction to social media. If you'd like to interact with me in our community or even throw some theories or topics my way, in the description you can find the link to my Twitter and our community Discord server. I'd really like to hit 1,000 followers on Twitter and 400 members in our Discord server, as we're really close to hitting both. So your support towards our community would really mean a lot to me. So Square Enix is a pretty big company by now. They've created things like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, which I'm pretty sure majority of people watching this video are younger than those series. So Square Enix has been around for a while, we know. And when you've been around for a while, you start gaining a bunch of IPs over time. And I'm sure if you're watching this video, most of you are already aware of series that Square has done, such as Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, all series by them that they are still consistently making games for. Kingdom Hearts 3 had its Remind DLC come out this year. Dragon Quest XI-S, the definitive version of Dragon Quest XI, ended up releasing for the Switch late last year and is set to have it release on every other platform later this year. Final Fantasy VII Remake just released earlier this year as well, so Square is still doing things, of course, with their most popular IPs. But I really wanted to talk about, what if Square Enix did this? What if they started doing more collaborations, say for Kingdom Hearts, with more than just, say, Disney properties? So for instance, of course, Sora, Donald, and Goofy would be going to more than just, say, Atlantica or Mulan's World or Tarzan's World, etc. But they also started actually going within Square's own IPs. Now, this is something that we know they've kind of done already with The World Ends With You and Dream Drop Distance. Even though it was kind of different for that, I didn't mind just having World Ends With You characters in Traverse Town. However, I really did want to go to Shibuya, which honestly isn't an issue now because we're going to be going to Shibuya, but still, in the end, I still really wish that was the case, and they've yet to actually do that to this day. Now, I know how Kingdom Hearts fans are. I am one as well. They're pretty picky about if Kingdom Hearts were to do a type of collaboration, they're not too sure who they'd really want to do it with. However, I think there are quite a few number of series that I've played by Square Enix that I feel Kingdom Hearts would fit right in with. I know this option may be a bit strange for those who haven't actually played this game to its completion, but I truly do feel Nier Automata would fit very well into Kingdom Hearts. Sora actually being able to visit Earth this in the distant future and actually being able to fight alongside 2B and 9S and etc. other characters in the game too that I don't want to mention because of spoilers. The Nier Automata story specifically would fit pretty well within the complexity of Kingdom Hearts. Play Nier Automata if you have not played it yet. Nier Automata is a fantastic game. Now, this is kind of just for me in itself. I feel Chrono Trigger would work really well with Kingdom Hearts as well because of the quirky characters that are already in Chrono Trigger. I feel would only be highlighted even further if the Kingdom Hearts characters were able to meet up with them. It would fit too because it wouldn't be too strange to see a walking 7-foot tall dog or a 3-foot duck, because there are already monsters and everything within Chrono Trigger that go about their own daily lives and stuff too. So I feel like it wouldn't be that odd within its world. I know a lot of people are worried about the continuity and things like that, but honestly, I feel because Chrono Trigger deals with time travel a lot, I feel this would honestly be the biggest gateway into making this work right, because thanks to time travel, you could even make it to where the story of this Chrono Trigger world in Kingdom Hearts could even be set during Chrono Trigger's story, and it wouldn't really mess with anything, because that's how the progression of that game works, especially because of time travel. Or also because of time travel, you could also make it set after Chrono Trigger, which would give the writers of this completely creative freedom with whatever they wanted to do. And Kingdom Hearts has almost been around for 20 years now, and despite its original concept being Final Fantasy meets Disney, we've yet to actually visit a Final Fantasy world in Kingdom Hearts. I honestly feel like it's about time, and I know Tetsuya Nomura originally felt like he didn't want Kingdom Hearts to be fully tied to Final Fantasy. He didn't want it to be to where people felt like Kingdom Hearts couldn't be Kingdom Hearts without Final Fantasy. Now, even though I haven't played this game myself, I only know like the very beginning prologue type story for the game. I feel this would be a really cool concept. Final Fantasy VI meets Kingdom Hearts would be a really cool concept for a world, primarily because the base of the story is there's no magic in this world anymore. I feel like having Sora, Donald, and Goofy get thrown into this world as people who can use magic, that in itself would make them very important characters to the main cast. Now, moving aside from Kingdom Hearts, there was a couple other topics I wanted to talk about for this video. I feel like we need a Chrono Trigger remake. Now, I know a lot of people are personally more in favor of a Chrono Trigger sequel because in itself, Chrono Trigger is a dang near masterpiece in almost every angle. Like, I've played that game 5 or 6 times now, and I can't get enough of it. Literally on my latest playthrough before I made my video on it a couple months back, I had just played it already and I immediately went and played through it again. And after that, I wanted to play through it again. I had my friends Prodigy XCD and Jaden2602. They were saying I had a problem. Now, I'm only really saying I would prefer a remake specifically because of Octopath Traveler. Now, if you're not familiar with Octopath Traveler was a 2D meets 3D JRPG by Square Enix. It was completely made in Unreal Engine 4, and it's literally one of the most beautiful games Square Enix has made to date. It's honestly fantastic. I feel like it did a perfect job of mixing the nostalgic sprite-based 2D RPGs while at the same time feeling so modern with a lot of its mechanics and honestly the beauty of its world. And lastly, I kind of have a proof of concept for Dragon Quest XII. They could go in a similar style as they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake, another game that's originally a turn-based game, except Dragon Quest has pretty much always been turn-based in its main series. They can implement slight turn-based mechanics in the similar way that Final Fantasy VII Remake did by, of course, momentarily slowing down the game, and you can select a command for one of your teammates to do. That way, whether you want this person to go and use this magic ability or you want this person to heal your character, that way you can keep going in on the action. Including slightly turn-based elements would go a good way into actually providing nostalgia for people who, of course, have grown up with Dragon Quest, alongside welcoming people who prefer action-based adventures, with that being its focus with boss and enemy AI. Though I am saying this, Dragon Quest has had its experience with action-oriented style gameplay. Dragon Quest has a whole side series known as Dragon Quest Heroes, where it's more of a hack-and-slash warrior-esque type game. It's still action oriented. So I feel implementing this system would not only be paying respect to the series' roots, I feel like it would be the perfect combo of nostalgia and novelty through its design, pushing the series forward but not going so fast that everyone gets left in the dust. So what do you think? Would you be interested in any of these kind of things if Square Enix did this? Don't you think it'd be kind of crazy? Now, you gotta level with me. You gotta work with me here. You gotta suspend disbelief a little bit, primarily because I know that there were some wacky ideas in here. Oh, Chrono Trigger and Kingdom Hearts, they ain't never gonna do that. It's not about them never doing this. It's just a more imagine if Square Enix did this kind of thing. Just how well they can work. I'm kind of realizing I really had fun recording this video, so I might start recording more type of videos like this, just where you can imagine if Square Enix did this, or imagine if Kingdom Hearts did this, etc., etc. Just because I feel that'd be really fun. Imagine if Final Fantasy did this. Imagine if Chrono Trigger had this. Imagine if Nier has this in the future. Things like that I feel are just really cool because it's simply imagination. I can just suspend disbelief and just imagine, and imagination's always fun, especially if I know it can never be true, so why not just go wild with it? Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys interested in any of these kind of ideas? Would you want any of these ideas, or would you honestly be like, no, I disagree with everything you just said? And if you do, honestly, let me know why. Let me know individually why each one of these things just wouldn't work, and honestly, or why you just wouldn't want it. And that's all I can really ask for. And if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that like button for your boy? It will let me know that you guys enjoy videos like this and you want me to upload more of these, because if you do, I might be 2 steps ahead already. If you guys haven't already as well, I do indeed have an Instagram and Twitter. I did host a poll over on the community tab just to see what you guys would really prefer for social media, because I'm not going to really try to push a Facebook page on you guys. If you guys don't really use Facebook, there'd be no point in that. So if you guys use those social media, I'll start promoting those social medias a bit more. That way you guys can follow me on those. That way you can see behind the scenes video making stuff, or even have some input in what videos get made next, or previews on videos coming soon, things like that. So if you guys are interested in stuff like that, definitely follow me on social media and subscribe and hit the bell icon to make sure you never miss any of these cool videos coming up soon. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce, and remember, my loyal knights, to stay strong, stay beautiful, and to always look skyward.